Did you know that 90% of the world's millionaires invest in real estate? Well, I'm Angel with the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and I'm here to help you if you want to go for your piece of that pie. One of the priorities that I have is that I want to, I'm an economist by degree, and I wanted to start reading articles and giving them my interpretation. And what I find is that I'm so nervous about making people think I don't know what I'm talking about or that people read it and they're like, she's an idiot, that I put it off and I allow it to fall down on my list of priorities because I'm afraid to do it. And so that's another one of the things I'm kind of thinking about is how do I prioritize that? How do I prioritize my time to make that happen? And as I float through this period, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to do it. I'll do it later.
Have you considered having one or two friends who you think are good economists who could check your work for you quickly in 30 minutes or something and say, this sounds good, Angel, you should, put this on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you want to publish it. But have one or two people who you say, okay, this week, before the end of this week, I'm going to send you 2 articles that I think are relevant on this topic. And I'd like you to critique it and tell me if it makes sense to you. And then give yourself that accountability as well with those people, whoever they are. But don't pick more than 1 or 2 people. And who are your friends and who are not going to be envious of you for thinking of it first. There's that too. So people who advocate for you, who will help you, who are rooting for your success. I mean, if I knew if I was a good economist, I would say, send it to me, but I'm not. I can help you with underwriting a deal or something, but not, critique you on an article about the current state of the economy or predicting the future for that matter. But there's probably 1 or 2 friends in your network who would help you do that. And who would do that quickly. So, but before the end of next week, so same time next Friday, I want to see at least 1 publication from you. And whether it's a small article, it could just be 2 paragraphs. I want to hear from you next Friday. So today you're going to identify the friend who's going to help you just look over the article real quick. And you're going to share it with them on a link, and then you're going to remove it. So, and so by Monday or Tuesday, ideally you want it to be out. So there you go.
And my homework for you, we're all going to give her homework now.
Oh my God, no.
If I see you up and I'm in New Jersey, so I'm Eastern time. So if I see that you're up and I see you online, I'm going to invite you to a live, or I'm going to get you on, or I'm going to start trolling you on Facebook. But my homework for you is to, every time you can't sleep, use that time to make a piece of content. It doesn't even have to be live. Even if it's just you go onto Canva or into one of those things and you make some a quote or anything, you make a piece of content and you use that time wisely, or better yet, just go to sleep. I want to see more content coming out of you. Let's see. Let's go with 3 more pieces of content. 1 live, 1 quote, and 1, and I'm gonna go with the Economist publication. That's gonna be part of my 3. So you have to get a publication out for me too.
My homework is the next time you have insomnia,
we're awesome accountability partners.
Get up, and you have to get up. Next time you have insomnia, you can't sleep. You've tried your 5, 7, 8 breathing treatment. You've relaxed your body from head to toe. You've done your grateful exercises. You still can't sleep. Just get up and start your day. Looks like your day is starting at 2 a.m. Looks like your day is starting at 1:45. Wake up, make a cup of coffee, do some stretches, do some yoga, get a workout in, wear yourself out. Have you ever had a really exhausting day, or maybe you were a kid and you went to Disneyland and that night you were I want nothing more than to lay down. You got to wear yourself out. I really think that our lives are so easy now that we suffer from insomnia just because we straight up got the wiggles. You know what I mean? We're stuck in our houses. We don't even have to move. You got to move a thumb. That's it. So you got to wear yourself out. We're not, sowing any crops here or farming any fields or running after cattle or anything. Like, we're moving from the couch to the toilet to the kitchen. So my rule is you're not tired, you can't sleep, just get up, start your day, make it a killer day, like tear that day to shreds, and then go to sleep early the next night. Do the right thing, do a good bedtime routine, lights off, cool the house down, start winding down for bed 2 hours before. And then my other homework for you is going to be to read this book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. If you haven't read that one yet, highly recommend it on Audible, because he actually reads the book himself, and they do kind of a mixed media format where it's combination reading the book and like a podcast sort of. But I went to military school for high school. I come from New Mexico. I'm used to having to work my tail off to make things work. And so for me, the coronavirus has been like a vacation. Like my life hasn't changed a whole lot, because I still kind of run things the way that I do. But it's been nice because the rest of the world has stopped. Like kind of a strange blessing in disguise, an ability for me to, sit back down and look around again, see if I'm doing what I want to be doing.
I'm going to jump on what Jackie just said there. I'm treating this time, pandemic aside, as a blessing. That's what I choose to see this time as. I choose to see it as a blessing. I get to be with my kids. I get to stay at home. I get to revise things. I get to do all these things that maybe I couldn't have done if this hadn't happened. So maybe it's just changing your mindset.
That's truly a blessing for me as a mom of a senior, to have this extra time with her, instead of this being the busiest time of the year, or otherwise end of year, this, and then before we know it, boom, it's summer, and then getting ready for college. So I love the slowdown. And yes, I'm really sorry about the pandemic and the loss of lives because of it, but this has forced us to be home, be better cooks, organize things in so many different ways. So being healthy is the biggest blessing in the world. So if your friends and family are healthy, there's nothing more you could ask for in life in that sense.
Yeah, well, that's kind of feeding off of that. I asked my 12-year-old, because the big thing we've been trying to do is just stay calm. Don't run to the store and buy $15 million worth of groceries. Don't buy 5 million rolls of toilet paper. Now that they're saying there's going to be a food shortage, don't go out and buy 50 pounds of meat, because that causes the shortage. But it's like just being calm and maintaining as much as we can. I asked my 12-year-old, I was like, what's been your best memory of this whole time? And she was like, you've been cooking more. We've been eating together. We've been hanging out. And she's 12. I mean, she shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff, because like I taught middle school, and when I think about 12-year-olds, that's one of the farthest things from my mind. And one of the last things I hear from those kids is that they enjoyed being home and eating meals with their family. So that's been kind of neat to come out of this. And the other thing too is, like, I would have never done stuff like this if I hadn't just done it. So getting the courage to go on a podcast or go on something go on to a online meetup and meet up with people. And I can talk to people all day long face to face, but getting on something that was going to be recorded, that would be there forever and ever, always, that's scary. Like, what if I accidentally pick my nose, or it would be really scary.
Edit it.
I don't know how to edit, so it's all about start stop for me.
You get somebody to edit it for you.
Yeah. But I did learn how to, I made that little thing all by myself, the little ad for our event. So
Awesome.
There's a few things I can do.
Yay.
So do you have enough actions for in a week's time to?
Because we can give you more.
Oh, I know. I am confident that you can give me plenty.
And ideas to put some structure into your day. Like, I love Pili's calendar. I love Jackie's ideas were excellent, how she's so much into being on a scheduler. I used to be like that too. And once kids happened, it became even a greater necessity to block times. So do you have enough ideas, Angel?
Well, I do. And I've always had a to-do list, but I would just do it all in a couple hours in the afternoon. And by waking up earlier and taking care of things that I thought of the night before to make the day easier, I'm probably starting my day about 9, but I'm getting up way before then. But I'm finishing the things like getting supper started or getting breakfast for the kids, all the little things that I need to set up the day for success. I'm getting those done. And then I'm sitting down on the real estate side of things, or like with the educational side of things, around 9 a.m. And so that seems to be kind of a sweet spot. Now I just need to know when to shut it off.
Schedule it. That's what I do.
That's-
Schedule
I-
play. And then like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you've got, this is when I relax, decompress, and it's not a work mode, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because right here on my schedule, it says this is my R&I time. This is when I play. And so I don't feel guilty for, people that can't get a hold of me or something when I'm actually in my scheduled mandatory friend mode.
Well, I mean, one of the things that
are important.
Yeah, one of the things that Sandra suggested too, she's like, okay, so you get sucked into Facebook and you realize that you went 30 minutes over or an hour over.
Now that is dangerous. So earlier you said, can you message me a headshot? And I saw it on my phone, but I knew I had a headshot on my laptop.
Well, I had already taken the one from Facebook and made one for you. I was just waiting for a replacement.
I opened it up real quick, and before I knew it, I scrolled Facebook for 15 minutes. And I was like, what am I even doing? And then I was like, I got up and I was like, oh yeah, the whole reason I sat down was to send you that headshot. And like, I had groceries sitting there and I'm just like, just scrolling Facebook.
Yeah, but what she did say was like, if you do that, just extend your day. You'll only do it a few times before you quit doing it.
Yeah, right.
I set up a reminder on my Facebook, and at first I gave myself only 60 minutes of Facebook time, and that happened very quickly. So now I allow myself 2 hours, but at least 30 minutes of that has to be business-based Facebook, not just random scrolling or posting pictures of my senior or things like that. It's like, you got to do something actually related to your business and be able to say what that is. Otherwise, no free Facebook time till 8 p.m. So 8 to 10 p.m. is my sort of, I could be scrolling with my phone and hanging out with my kids if they wanted to watch a movie. So before 8 p.m., I don't get 2 hours. It's only after 8 p.m. that I get the 2 hours.
Yeah, but if you hadn't posted pictures, we wouldn't have seen that beautiful dress. So, which if you didn't see her daughter's beautiful blue dress, holy night, absolutely stunning.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
I went to the designer site after you said, oh, well, it's a whoever designer. And I was like, who? And so I went onto the site and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's a Sherry Hill. So they are famous for their prom and Hoko kind of dresses. So things y'all moms with little kids don't have to worry about just yet, but it's coming one day. You have girls.
Don't want to think about prom or graduation yet.
It's far, far away for you. Over a decade.
Yeah, well, I just want to thank y'all for getting on, and hopefully when this gets out on the recording and when we put it out in a few different places, it'll help a lot of people, because my thoughts were is if we can help people out during this time, they can take that and use it during normal times and 10x it, which sorry for people that hate Grant Cardone right now. He's still an amazing salesman. And there's things that are in his books that I will always hold on to, because if you aren't making your goals and you start watering down your goals, you're only ever going to meet that watered down goal. If you leave those goals 10x, you're more likely to get close to it. And even if you don't get close to it, you still got higher than you would have with a watered down goal. So those are just kind of my Cardonisms that I've adopted, even though people think he's not so great right now. But anyway, those are just kind of some of the things that I hang on to. I had that 12-week year. Another book or a few more books that have been suggested just to have them on here is The Miracle Morning.
Yes.
This is supposed to be an amazing book to start your day. My husband's read it. I have not.
Incredible.
There is Atomic Habits.
That was the book I was thinking about. That's the one I'm reading.
Yeah, this is the one that Sandra Benanate, when she sent me a bunch of ideas, she sent me that one too. And Megan, my health coach, was talking about it too, and she says it talks about habit stacking. I own a lot of books. I have not read them all. And then there's also, my husband read this one, The Time Cleanse. Again, I haven't read it yet, but I did read the one that takes all the hours of the week and adds them all up. It was like, I don't even know how many. Now I have to figure it out. But the title of the book was like, there's so many hours in every week. And
so the thing is with books, like I am an advocate of reading and reading a lot. But you have to pick those and you have to implement. you have to implement. So Miracle Morning, I try and get to that every single morning. And if I can't do a full thing, I do at least 6 minutes of everything. It's the savers. That's another thing that, I mean, it's called the savers. So it's life saving. So definitely read that. I think if you jump into that, that'll really, really help you.
Yeah, probably. But the other book I read it's 168 hours. It's like there's 168 hours every week. And the thing that it brought home for me is that everybody has 168 hours. How are you going to spend them? And it helped me see that when I was going to people, especially in academia, and I was like, hey, I want to write this article. Would you like to help me co-author? And they'd be like, oh, I don't have time. So people that say I don't have time, it's not that they don't have time. It's that it isn't a priority to them. Mm-hmm. And so whenever somebody would say, I don't have time, I'm like, why don't you just tell me you don't think it's that great of an idea? And then they'd get angry. And I was like, I'm not upset. Just, I need to know if I should move on or if I need to follow up with you. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was a time saver. But yeah, there's so many great books. And like you said, I mean, you have to be willing to read them and implement them. And that was kind of another idea I had. I'm not going to like spew it out here, but I think that there's a lot of, like with your scorecard, there's a lot of little tools that could be made for so many different books to help people really be able to implement the pieces that are in those, the gold nuggets that are in those books. So maybe that'll be my content task. It'll make me actually read them. Thank you all so much. Have a great day, and hope to see you next week when we talk about structuring owner finance notes. That's what it is.
So grateful, right. Angel.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great day, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Have a good one. Happy weekend.